Patriot Mobile. We have Leigh joining us, who's going to be talking about what exactly is going on in Texas. From what I understand, the Carroll Independent School District voted to not renew their membership with the Texas Association of School Boards. Can you sort of walk us through what's going on in the great state of Texas?
Absolutely, Natalie. Thank you so much for having me. This is really big news for many reasons. And just for a little background, I'm sure your listeners remember September 2021, the National School Board Association sent a letter to Biden. And it basically specifically requested him to bring in federal law enforcement agencies. The letter specifically lists the FBI, the Department of Justice, and even the Secret Service to go after parents who were simply exercising their First Amendment rights and going to their school board meetings and commenting in the public comments and saying, what's happening in public schools across America is simply unacceptable. One of the first school districts to stand up against the racist critical race theory and the sexualization of children is South Lake Carroll. And this goes back to starting in 2020 when the critical race theory program was discovered at Carroll, and the parents joined together and it created a PAC called South Lake Families PAC. I live in South Lake. I was part of the founding of that PAC and really fought back. And for that, got attacked nationally. And, as our attacks at Patriot Mobile, what was meant for evil, God turned it for good. That national news wound up spreading the issue and letting people across America know this exists. You need to start looking for it. And you can stand up and be called a racist and keep going because it's not true. One of the important things about this move in Carroll, Monday night, the vote was to non-renew their membership with TASB, the Texas Association of School Boards. And it is, again, one of the first major school district in Texas to do it. And they cite one of their reasons for doing it, that it took TASB almost a year, a little over 8 months, to sever ties with the National School Board Association. And that was just completely unacceptable. After the National School Board Association called parents, categorized them as domestic terrorists committing hate crimes by simply advocating for their children in school board meetings. It's interesting to know that TASB did sever ties with the National School Board Association, but not until 2 weeks after May 2022 rash of school board wins on the conservative side. I think if we wouldn't have had those wins on the conservative side of Texas, that TASB would probably still be a member of the National School Board Association.
Well, it's awesome to see that Patriot Mobile Action is supporting patriots. I think you guys would. It's in the name of your company. So how can the War Room Posse, I think as patriotic as it gets, support you guys? Where can they go to find out what's up at Patriot Mobile?
Sure. So there's two sides of the coin here. There's Patriot Mobile. We use a portion of every dollar that we earn and we give it to Christian conservative causes. And one of the things that the company does is contribute to our separate legal entity that we have formed in Patriot Mobile Action. So if you go to patriotmobile.com or call 972-PATRIOT, you can sign up to become a Patriot Mobile customer. We're on all of the same networks, nationwide coverage. The difference is we don't give our proceeds to woke companies and woke causes that are fighting against us. The separate legal entity, the Patriot Mobile Action, you can go to patriotmobileaction.com. We covet your prayers, and we certainly need your contributions. So that's patriotmobileaction.com. Our first year out was 2022, and we took on 11 school board races, won all 11, and that means over 100,000 North Texas students have conservative leadership in their school boards. And I just want to emphasize, for Texas and across America, your school boards can leave the woke organizations that are fighting against you. They are not fighting on behalf of your students or even good education. There is a lot of grifting going on in the education world and a lot of money, millions changing hands. Follow the money. pay attention. You can find all of the services from workers' comp to other insurance out on the free market. You do not have to be held hostage by these school board associations that are not looking out for the best interest of students.
Thank you so much for joining us, Leigh. Where can people follow you and your work?
Absolutely. I'm just going to give my email. It's very easy, Leigh@patriotmobileaction.com on the PAC side. And we're on social media. You can follow us there. We'd love to have you. And again, we covet your supports. You guys know how the attacks are. We get attacked every day by the fake news. That's why we are so refreshed when we turn on the War Room and America's Real Voice, and we're able to hear you guys, and you just pump us up. So thank you so much for speaking truth.
Thank you. The attacks definitely mean you're doing something right now. Before
That's right, over the target.
Exactly, as Steve would say.